Your top stories at 9. Gigaba warns of job losses in the mining sector and Gordon Iggesund happy with his team's performance. Good morning, I'm Carmen Reddy. Public Enterprises Minister Malusi Gigaba has warned that many jobs could be lost in the country if unrest in the mining sector is not immediately curtailed. Gigaba says prolonged unrest could undermine investor confidence and result in job losses in the sector. He's warned that the current unrest in the platinum and gold mining industries could have far-reaching implications. Gigaba says government will work with its partners in labour and business to stabilise the sector. Confrontations between police and workers at Lonmin's platinum mine in Marikana in the northwest last month led to the deaths of 44 people. The Tripartite Alliance has meanwhile accused mining house Lonmin of trying to benefit from rival unions at its mine in Marikana in the northwest. ANC Secretary General Gwede Mantashe says firing employees for embarking on an illegal strike allows the mine to later rehire them at a higher cost. He says this exposes what he terms the greed of mining companies and their underhanded ways of conducting business.
Once you do so, you're reversing gains made by workers, and you do that under the cloak of dealing with illegal strike. Therefore, employers benefit from a conflict.
Deputy President Kgalema Motlanthe says corruption in government tender processes is a huge problem as it diverts resources away from the needy. He was addressing a conference on poverty at the University of the Western Cape. Motlanthe says Cabinet is grappling with the problem of overpricing by suppliers to government. He says efforts are being made to get in-house engineers to prevent being ripped off by contractors.
Give you an example, the Ministry of Health has an in-house engineer. And very recently, they had Public Works indicating to them that renovations of their head office will cost 23 million. The resident engineer then sat them down and said, well, okay, let's break it down. Let's work through this. And he says they couldn't go beyond 5 million. Yes. And yet, the quotation was for 23 million.
International news now. Mexican police have found an arsenal of weapons believed to belong to drug traffickers. This after a 9-year-old boy took a gun to school in the north of the country. The BBC's Mark Doyle reports.
Inside the 9-year-old boy's school bag was a handgun and several high-caliber cartridges known as cop killers, as they are capable of penetrating body armour. The shocking discovery led the school authorities to alert the police, who promptly raided the boy's home. There they found a small arsenal of weapons, including 2 AK-47 rifles and an Uzi submachine gun. There were also thousands of rounds of ammunition stashed in a wardrobe, as well as fake police uniforms, two-way radios and several armoured cars outside. The boy has been taken into the care of the state's Child Protection Agency.
And Bafana coach Gordon Iggesund says his Chargers put up a good performance despite losing 1-0 to 5-time world champions Brazil at a 67,000 capacity stadium in Sao Paulo last night. The match marked the official dawn of a new era for Bafana, and it was played on Brazil's Independence Day. It's also the first of 8 matches for Bafana in preparation for the 2013 Africa Cup of Nations to be hosted in South Africa. The team will play against Mozambique on Tuesday. Iggesund had this to say.
Yeah, look, it's unfortunate that we had the injuries. I'm just concerned a little bit about Benny McCarthy because, the injury he's got is totally different to any other injury he's had. It's his knee. So a doctor obviously is looking at him. And of course, to Dino and Glover, I would have liked to have had them on the field in the second half because they would have, as you saw the way we played the second half, there was a lot more, there would have been a lot more support for them. But having said that, I don't think it affected the result. I think it's just bad luck that we had with those 2 players getting injured.